If your marriage were a ship sinking, would you keep rearranging deck chairs? Or would you admit that the blame lies with your bloated ego and your inability to just shut up? This isn't about pointing fingers at your partner. That's easy. It's about a brutal honesty check on yourself. So many couples are barely treading water, clinging to the idea that if only their partner would change, everything would be fine. I get it. The frustration builds, the exhaustion is real, and the sense of helplessness when you've tried everything is crushing. You've probably read the self-help books, tried the date nights, maybe even dragged yourselves to therapy, only to find yourselves repeating the same painful arguments, losing the same battles over and over again. It's infuriating, isn't it? But here's the harsh truth I discovered. The true enemy in your marriage isn't your spouse. It's what you think about your spouse, and more importantly, what you refuse to see about yourself. In this video, I'm going to rip through the common myths you've been fed about fixing your relationship. We're not just going to talk about what to do. We're going to dive into why your current approaches are failing, and how applying 3 radical Stoic lessons can entirely reframe your perspective. These aren't quick fixes. They are profound shifts in how you perceive control, communication, and acceptance within your partnership. By the end of this, you'll be equipped to stop reacting to the chaos and start building a marriage that stands unshakable, even when everything else seems to crumble around you. This is about transforming your mindset to become the resilient anchor your marriage desperately needs. You see, for so long, we're told to just try harder in marriage, to compromise more, to communicate better. But if you're like me, you've tried all that. You've read the books, maybe even seen therapists, yet somehow you still find yourself locked in the same stale arguments, feeling profoundly misunderstood and utterly exhausted. It's like trying to bail out a sinking ship with a leaky bucket. Frustrating, ineffective, and ultimately soul-crushing. That's the painful reality for so many. This constant cycle of hurt and disappointment makes you question everything, makes you feel like you're fundamentally broken, or worse, that your partner is. But what if I told you the problem isn't your effort, or even your partner's flaws? What if the core issue lies in how you perceive the entire struggle? In this video, we're peeling back the layers to expose why those traditional fixes often fall short. We'll uncover not just what you need to do differently, but why your current approach has failed. The timeless wisdom of Stoicism offers a radically different path, giving you the tools to forge an unbreakable partnership, even when waves of chaos threaten to engulf everything. Prepare for a profound shift in perspective that will empower you to stop simply reacting to your marital challenges and start deliberately building the resilient, peaceful connection you desire. We just talked about the problem, the constant struggle to fix things without understanding why they break. What if the fight itself isn't the real issue? What if the problem is how you approach it, always trying to control what cannot be controlled? This brings us to the first powerful Stoic lesson I wish I'd known much sooner: the dichotomy of control in marital conflicts. Think about your last argument. You probably tried to change your partner's mind, their tone, or their actions. You felt that prickle of frustration when they didn't react the way you wanted. That's because you were desperately trying to control the uncontrollable. Stoicism teaches us there are things within your power and things outside it. Your partner's reactions, their beliefs, their past choices, all outside your control. Your thoughts, your words, your responses, and your actions, those are entirely yours. Imagine your relationship as a delicate boat navigating rough seas. You can't control the waves, the wind, or the sharks circling. But you can absolutely control how you steer, how you bail water, and how you adjust your sails. Often we exhaust ourselves trying to calm the storm outside when the true power lies in mastering our own vessel. This principle changes everything. It shifts your focus from a frustrating, often futile external battle to an empowering internal one. You stop reacting to their anger and start choosing your calm response. You stop demanding they change and start perfecting your own behavior. This isn't about giving up. It's about choosing the only fight you can truly win. Now let's connect that idea of control to something every married couple faces: arguments. How often do misunderstandings escalate into full-blown fights because someone said something they regretted? You know the feeling, that knot in your stomach, the tension in your jaw, the words just begging to spill out like an uncontrolled flood. This is where lesson 2 comes in. Calm communication. The Stoic way to talk. Temperance in communication is like being a skilled sculptor. You don't just hack away at the marble. You make precise, measured cuts, knowing exactly what you want to create. Similarly, Stoicism teaches us to carve our words with intention, not impulse. It's about not letting your inner turmoil dictate the words you say. Imagine Marcus Aurelius himself facing a domestic dispute. Do you think he'd yell or storm off? More likely, he'd pause, recall his principles, and choose his words carefully, understanding that while he can't control his partner's reaction, he can absolutely control his own. The shocking truth is that most marital communication advice focuses on expressing yourself fully. But if fully means reacting emotionally, you're just pouring gasoline on a fire. Stoicism asks us to speak from a place of clear reason, not emotional chaos. This doesn't mean bottling things up. It means filtering them through wisdom before they leave your lips. We have talked about controlling our reactions and speaking with intention. But what happens when your partner just isn't perfect? Perhaps they are messy or forgetful, or prone to specific habits that drive you absolutely mad. This often leads to an endless marital cycle of frustration, disappointment, and attempts to fix the other person, leaving both parties feeling drained and unheard. We often believe our happiness depends on our partner changing, an exhausting battle most couples fight constantly. This stubborn insistence on a perfect partner is like holding a seashell to your ear, expecting to hear a symphony instead of the ocean. It is an impossible demand. This brings us to the third crucial Stoic lesson: embracing amor fati, or the love of fate, in your marriage. It is about actively loving not just the good parts, but also the flaws, the challenges, and the rough edges that come with your spouse and with the commitment itself. It means acknowledging that your partner, like you, is a flawed human being, and these imperfections are part of the reality you chose to love. This radical acceptance frees you from the burden of trying to sculpt someone else into your ideal and allows you to truly see them and love them as they are. It is the bedrock for unshakable partnership. We've talked about controlling our reactions and about embracing your partner's reality with amor fati. But now, let's smash the biggest lie you've been told about fixing your marriage. It's the idea that true marital health comes from your partner changing, or even worse, from endless compromise that feels more like slow concession. This is the pervasive myth that keeps so many relationships stuck, trapped in a cycle of subtle blame and quiet resentment. We often think if only they would do X, Y, or Z, everything would be fine. This mindset turns your relationship into a never-ending negotiation, a battleground of unmet expectations where both sides feel like they're losing. The Stoic truth, however, is a radical departure. Your partner doesn't need to change for you to experience profound peace and joy in your marriage. The change required is entirely within you. Think of your efforts to change your partner like trying to sculpt a riverbed with your bare hands. It's exhausting, futile, and ultimately against the natural flow. Instead, Stoicism directs you to re-sculpt your own mind, your reactions, and your acceptance of what is. This isn't about giving up. It's about reclaiming your power. When you stop waiting for external circumstances or another person to align perfectly with your desires, You unlock an inner resilience that transforms how you experience everything, including your marriage. It lets you stop reacting and start building. We've journeyed through the radical concepts of controlling only what is within our power, harnessing the virtue of temperance in our words, and embracing amor fati to love our partners and our marriage for all their imperfections. We've seen how fighting for control over your partner is like trying to steer a ship by pushing on the water. True direction comes from within. The common belief that a happy marriage demands two perfectly aligned people or endless compromises is the very illusion that keeps so many relationships stuck. Stoicism reveals a profound truth. Your peace, your resilience, and your marital happiness depend not on your partner changing, but on your willingness to change yourself, to reshape your own reactions, and truly accept reality. If you're tired of fighting the same battles, of feeling like your marriage is a constant source of frustration instead of fulfillment, this is your moment. Stop hoping your partner will transform into the person you want them to be and focus on the one person you can truly control, yourself. Subscribe now to the Married Stoics channel to unlock more life-changing Stoic insights and finally build the unbreakable, peaceful partnership you deserve. This is just about surviving your marriage. It's about thriving within it, finding profound purpose in its challenges. Comment, "My marriage is my Stoic gym" below to join our community of intentional partners, and share this video with anyone who needs to stop blaming and start building with Stoic wisdom. What core Stoic lesson are you applying to your marriage this week? Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll delve deeper into how Stoic equanimity can protect your peace amidst marital storms. Your marriage is your greatest teacher. Embrace the lessons